Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for always coming back. If you're new here, you're most definitely welcome. We do all things personal finance, self-development, and self-growth tips. If this is the kind of content you would love to see, kindly stick and stay with me. Click on the subscribe word down below to join my beautiful, amazing family, and also share my content with your family and friends. Let me hear from you in the comment section down below. If this tip is helpful to you, I would love to hear from you in the comment section of your thoughts about today's content. We'll be talking about some assets that would pay you non-stop. They are literally going to pay you for life. And on this channel, we are all about not just working hard, but working smart, in the sense that our monies, we are not just working for money alone from the beginning, but as time goes on, we are making that money that we are working for also in return work for us. And that is a very smart move to make. Getting assets is making your money work for you. Assets are things that bring back money to our pockets after we spending money to acquire them. They would continually ensure that the cash flow keeps coming in. So these are very passive ways of earning income. When we talk about passive, it means that we probably did the work once. We purchased the assets once, and from time to time, for many years to come, it's going to, as long as it's still around, it's still available, thriving, it is going to ensure that the cash is flowing in. And so these are assets that as soon as possible you want to work towards saving towards them to acquire these assets latest by the end of this year. If it's possible for you by this month, good. I mean, some of them might be possible for you this month, some too, it will have to take it some time because you need to save towards these ones. And so whatever really works for you, but ensure that you start thinking about your future. And as you age, you get weaker, you get older, there's certain hard work that you need to start limiting so that you can actually live long and enjoy rewards that come with the labor you have toiled all these years. And so let's dive right into today's video. Number one, guys, the very first asset to acquire is dividend paying stocks. These are companies that you put your money into. You buy, you are a part owner, you have a piece, or you own a piece or a share in that company, and that company not just, you do not just gain from capital gains, whereby if I bought the stock as, say, let's say 2 Ghana cedis or whatever currency you spend, for a period of time, it keeps increasing, and that's what we call capital gains or capital appreciation. So you bought a point in time that asset, that share begins to appreciate in terms of the value and the price. Apart from that, we also have dividends. Some shares pay you both dividends and you have capital gains or appreciation. So make sure that you do your due diligence of researching, buying shares or investing in companies is for the long term. And so the more you acquire these shares in these very good companies that you have done your research and invested or put your money into, the more you would be paid on dividends. If you're paid, let's say, just 0.01 on every share, if someone has this 10 shares, the dividend that will be paid for that person will be minimal as compared to someone who has thousands and thousands of that same share that will be paid dividends on. And so it's important that you do your due diligence of researching and finding out which stocks pay dividends. And these dividends that paid maybe quarterly, biannually, or annually, depends on the company that we are dealing with here. Recently some companies have paid dividends like Republic Bank, MTN, and all that. And so find out which ones do pay dividends and put your money into it, and then you really be receiving bank alerts as time goes on. Money you never paid or you never worked for, you just put your money into it and you are being paid just for investing. What is better than this? Number two asset you can have is rentals. I mean, for events, let's say if you're having an event, someone is having an event, a lot of events do happen. We have funerals, we have engagements, we have wedding, receptions, birthdays, parties. All these require some particular, things like having chairs, renting out chairs for these events, tables, tablecloth, charger plates, cutlery, wine glasses, decor stuff, the flowers and all that. It's a very good business to go into. You just buy these things and you rent it out to event organizers or planners for them to use for their various events. If you're close to a construction site, I mean, you can buy a lot of very good wheelbarrows or shovels, building tools that people can use, head pans. People can, or you can even sell water. I mean, if there's no running water at the site, they can come and buy to go and use. All these are very, very good assets to have that you have that has, I mean, well, all these are very good assets to have because there's ready market for this kind of business. We guys, number three asset to have is to have a YouTube channel like mine, or to have monetized pages like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, all these things also do pay. You put up the content there, and as long as you are able to reach a particular threshold, the requirements of depending on that particular um, depending on that particular where you put your content, either being YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, Instagram, depending on their threshold and their requirements, you are being paid. I mean, putting up content that are very valuable, that solves people's problems. You have a lot of viewership and you get paid. And this thing, you can be paid over and over. I mean, you put up a content, let's say some years back, and some people are being paid as at now, just for they put in the work once and they are being paid over and over. So it's a very good way to earn passive income. It's an asset you should also not sleep on, but ensure that you start a YouTube channel or you get very serious with social media, content creation. It's very important. Going to social media is not just for the money. I mean, mostly you get not just for the money, but there's also an added advantage whereby you have a community of people. You belong into a community. You get connections that can also, in the long run, bring you money. And so it's very important that you take advantage of these things. Number four, guys, is going into real estate, renting out an apartment. You have an apartment or apartments, you can rent it out to people probably for a year. Some people also do shortlets whereby they can rent out, like it's something similar to Airbnb, rent it out for some few days or weeks or probably some months. And according to what people say, they say it pays more compared to 1 year rentals of apartments. So you can go into real estate. It's very, very lucrative business. It will take time for you to actually get apartment. I mean, you have to save lots and lots of money to build apartment or buy apartment. So whichever one works for you, make sure that it should be a vision of yours to go into real estate in the near future. Five assets you can have is bonds, government bonds, treasury bills. All these are very good ways of earning passive income. I mean, bonds, the government bonds is just like lending money to the government, and that's what they use for various projects for the country. And after that, after they have done with the project, they pay you, I mean, some interest. Some can pay you ahead of the interest ahead of time, or some after the period of time whereby they have set to have, I mean, for you to lend them the money. And so it's also a very lucrative, a good way of, earning passive income. Six asset you can have are digital products whereby you sell courses online, webinars, ebooks, templates. These are very, very lucrative ways of also earning income. You put in the work once, and from time to time, you will be paid for them. Number 7 assets are mutual funds. Do not slack or do not sleep on this particular thing. I mean, instead of saving money at the bank, put your money into a mutual fund. Mutual funds are, pool of funds that fund managers bring together investors' monies and then to actually invest in. It depends on what they want to invest. Some invest in equity, some invest in government bonds, some do a balance of the two. It really depends on the particular brokerage firm you're working with. And so putting your money into mutual funds, you will realize that each and every day there's a little bit of interest being added onto your money as long as you keep it there for the long term. And so mutual funds are also ways of earning passively. You put the money there, hold it there for a very long time, and daily you are seeing returns on your money. Even if it's small, I mean, there is a difference. There is some addition to your money on a daily basis. So you should also take advantage of mutual funds. Another asset you can also take advantage of are mobile apps and softwares. I mean, for the tech gurus or tech people, tech guys, you should also take advantage. A lot of business, a lot of companies, they need softwares, they need apps for their businesses. I mean, if you know how to develop these things, you would cash in big time on these things. And so for those of you who have I mean, they are into those stuff, tech, tech, technology or tech stuff, you really, really need to catch in on app development, software development that would solve problems for companies, for businesses, and you are good to go. Finally, guys, is another asset is royalties. I mean, for people who are into the, arts, musics, and all that, movies, if you bring out your content and you have royalties on them, I mean, as long as you own a particular book or music or a movie, whatever thing you own the royalty on, it is solely entitled to you. And so it's going to pay you as time goes. Anyone who wants to use that thing should first consult you before they are able to actually use your content. And so it's also a very good way of earning income. What other ways do you think we can earn passively that I haven't already mentioned? Let us get to know about them in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear from you. Do want to check out my previous videos. I have a lot of content on this channel. Please check out my videos. If this content has been beneficial, useful to you, share with your family and friends, and give me a massive thumbs up if you love this video. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, I mean, if you have gotten to this part of the video that you have watched till the end, type in the comment section down below assets. And I hope that we would work very hard towards acquiring these assets so that our monies will start working for us. I'll see you in the next one. The Lord bless and keep us all. It's bye-bye for now.